So what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Make sure you hit like and subscribe so our team knows we're doing a great job. As you know, we're trying to just put a little smile on your face. We understand here that a work week is really rough. In fact, it's so rough that after Monday and Tuesday, even the calendar says WTF. Now, in this video, I want to take you through our team's journey on the Honolulu Century Ride for the year 2022. If you're looking for a reason to get out and see the islands of Hawaii, Oahu has the Honolulu Century Ride as a big attraction for cyclists and endurance athletes, if that's what you're into. And it's typically held the last week of September. You know, speaking of September, why should Pride Month be celebrated in September? Because pride cometh before a fall, huh? Anyway, my day started at 4:30 in the morning with my alarm clock violently waking me up. As I aggressively threw it against the wall, my anger turned into excitement as I realized why I was getting up so early. It was because I was going to ride 100 miles. If that doesn't get you out of bed, I don't know what will. After putting my things together, getting some coffee, I hit the road at 5:30 in the morning. And boy, let me tell you, you can really get around Hawaii, Waikiki especially, at 5 in the morning. For a comparison on how easy it was, let's just say it's a lot easier to get in and through Honolulu at 5 in the morning than winning a game of hide and seek against Ray Charles. There was no traffic. It seemed like the traffic signal lights stayed green forever, and parking was a cinch. I couldn't believe how many parking spots there were around Diamond Head at 5 in the morning. Alright, so the Eagle has landed. We are now maybe a quarter mile from the start line of the Honolulu Century. It is a untimed ride, not a race today. The goal today is just not get injured. Alright, let's go out and have some fun. I went off to go meet everybody, and instead of texting them, the first place I decided to go to see if I could find them was the bathroom. And let me tell you, the bathroom here attracted people like flies on crap. I couldn't believe how many people were here. It was ridiculous. Next to the start line, this was the most happening place going on. And it worked. I actually met up with the crew I was going to ride with at the bathroom. Super easy there too. But everything's going right this morning, right? We waddled over to the start line, where the start had everybody divided into 3 categories. There's Group A, Group B, and Group C. And at exactly 6:15 in the morning, the gun went off and we rolled out. We started at Kapolani Regional Park, which is located by Waikiki and Diamond Head. The course took us south and we headed for Sandy Beach, which is where the first aid station was. Throughout this ride, there were 7 aid stations, each of which were about 12.5 miles apart. So you go 12.5, 25, 37.5, 50. Since it was an out and back course, you would hit up some of the same aid stations coming back. At each of these aid stations, you would receive a sticker. As you can see here on my bib, you would get 25 when you got to the first aid station. So you had the option to turn around if you wanted to and only do 25 miles, and so on and so forth. And as you can see here for a disclaimer, there is a disturbing sticker that says Hill Climb Challenge, and it was very disturbing. We'll talk about that later if I can muster up the courage. All right. Cameraman. We're 3 miles in, 5 kilometers in. Too easy. Maybe not for them though. So thanks to the volunteers, they coned off the first 15 miles of the course for us. It was smooth sailing. The only dangers that existed were the ones that were imposed on ourselves. As our friend here, the zebra, barely missed crashing into the cone before mile marker 10. Kudos there, zebra, for saving yourself and crashing in front of the public. And then, right before we got to the first aid station, we had to go up this heartbreak hill, or heart attack hill. Cardiac attack? Something along those lines. It's a steep hill, but I've done steeper. Anyway, on the STRAVA segment, it claims it's about 0.6 miles, 190 feet of climbing at a 6% grade. And this was probably the most challenging climb amongst the masses. We got to the first aid station, and the aid stations were great. They had plenty of food. Some people indulged in a little more than they should have, eating bear claws at only 12 miles. I mean, why? Are you really hitting the wall that hard, everyone? And then we headed up through the town of Kailua, where we hit the next aid station. And this aid station was the best aid station because they had shaved ice there. So I snagged about 3 of those before we headed en route to the next aid station. 20-something miles. You all right?
20-something miles? That really all that's big land?
Yeah.
That definitely wasn't 25 then, yeah?
Yeah, no. The third aid station was up in Kaneohe. After that aid station, we headed up north up the 83, and we passed the Koaloa Ranch. I think I said that right. And this is the ranch where the Jurassic Park movies were filmed at. But if you're ever in Hawaii, Oahu specifically, I would recommend this place. They've got all kinds of tours around this place. It's a very, very cool attraction. And then we made it up to the final aid station at the 50-mile turnaround at Lay Beach, or Lay Beach. I don't know really how to pronounce it, so any Hawaiians that are watching this, comment down below. But this was a great aid station. VELOHANA was there working the bike booth, doing everything they could to assist bikers. One of the riders had a completely torn wheel. His tire was shattered, his tube was pierced, all the way down to the rim. But thanks to our zebra, he was able to come in clutch. I don't know why this kid has been doing this for so long. He's been biking with a handicap. He's been biking with his own repair kit every time he goes out for a ride. And I don't just mean a tube and maybe a small little hand pump. No, he's been biking with a tire, he's been biking with a tube, he's been biking with carbon, he's been biking with inflators, he's been biking with a bike pump, all in his little fanny pack there. His pink fanny pack, I have to emphasize that. VELOHANA's been giving this kid grief for who knows how long now. And the one time VELOHANA couldn't do something on their own, Zebra shows up, saves the day for this rider, and we got another guy to join our group on the way back. So after there was much rejoicing about the Zebra saving the day, we took a picture at the 50-mile turnaround, and then we headed back.
Here we go.
And I don't think it was another 10 minutes until the next exciting thing happened to us.
Or scary thing, if I have to say so.
A foreign Japanese bike rider came out here to do this bike race, and he ended up riding straight into a ditch that wasn't marked out very well. Unfortunately, the footage I got on camera isn't very well, but if you look in the corner here, you might be able to see him. Looks like he's going down. Unfortunately, I turned my head, and then when I turned back, the guy's down and out. But we're lucky because we had a mountain goat with us that spoke Japanese, which is super awesome. And because of him, we were able to help identify who he was and to point him in the right direction for help. The guy went down pretty hard, and unfortunately that was it for him for the day. So one thing I would always recommend if you're going out biking outside is try to bike with a group. I've been hit by cars biking alone. I've had relatives that have been knocked into comas when they were riding alone. It's a scary situation. Do whatever you can to make yourself bright and apparent. So moving on from the doom and gloom story. Fortunately for us, heading back south was uneventful. Before aid station number 7, we hit the hill climb challenge. The disturbing hill climb challenge I mentioned to you guys earlier in this video. This was a very brutal, intense, gut-wrenching hill. This is the kind of hill that makes you realize that your max heart rate is higher than you thought it was. On Strava, here's the data for you guys. As you can see, we got 0.89 miles going straight uphill, averaging an 8.6% grade, and covering an elevation gain of over 400 feet. Doesn't look too bad on paper, right? No, it really is. It's really bad, okay? If you don't believe me, you gotta look at this leaderboard. As you can see, anybody that's tried this hill through the top 10 barely crack 10 miles an hour going up this hill. And if you didn't believe me about the heart rate, take a look at what these guys were pumping out there. Except this guy. I don't know what he was doing. That's how hard of a hill this is. So, after we hit that hill climb challenge, we had collected all of our stickers. At this point, it was all rainbows and sunshine until it wasn't. We had maybe 5 miles left to go, and then the god Poseidon, or whoever the rain god is, just decided to downpour all the water he had on us. It was a mess. I couldn't see anything. I was in the splash zone from the people in front of me, and I was in the splash zone from the people behind me. I don't know how that works. Eventually it did stop. We were all soaking wet, but our spirits had never been higher or drier. Within a few minutes after hitting Diamond Head, we rolled into the park that we started, crossed the finish line, and then that was it. That was the race. Until it wasn't. All of us said we were about 2 miles shy of 100 miles. So was it really a century ride? We wanted 100 miles. The rest of us just did another loop around the park to round off to 100, and that was it. We got our 100 miles and completed the Honolulu Century. After that, we went to the race officials. We turned in our bibs with the stickers on them, and we got our diplomas, our certificates that said 100 miles completed, just to make us feel better about ourselves. So, if you guys enjoyed this story, make sure you subscribe down below. Make sure you like the content. Make sure you guys turn on that notification bell. And if you guys are on Strava, let's follow each other. I'll drop my tag down below. And maybe even see you guys out there at the Honolulu Century Ride in 2023. With that said, I'm going to leave it here, and we will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, everyone.